Hi, this is Donna, psychic medium and direct messenger for spirit. If this is your first episode, welcome. I invite you to listen to previous episodes where I link my guest with their loved one in the world of spirit. What started as one thing is morphing into so much more, not just for my guest, but for all of us. Thank you for listening. Breathing in and exhaling, letting go of everything we brought before this moment. I see in the world of spirit some very high vibrational women that have come to you to give you not only their applause, but their congratulations. I feel these women are not just generational, meaning grandmas and great grandmas, but also generations of women in general. And is your mother in the physical world or the non-physical world?
Non-physical.
During that opening words that I say, she was the first one that popped in, giving her applause. And then I saw her mother and then her mother. Do you understand how that just expanded?
Yeah.
And I keep going. Everything I do is something. I keep putting my arm to the left feminine, left creation, left soul-seeking sisters. Do you understand? Your mother obviously was not elderly when she crossed. Yes or no? Wasn't over the age of 80, 85? No?
82.
Yeah, I'll go with that. She looked pretty good, though, for her age.
Yes, very good. Very, very good.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll go with that. Yeah. I also feel your mom had a connection on a deeper level, kind of the work that I do. Do you understand that? She had some sort of scope of understanding about other beings, not just, yes, we're all souls, and yes, we inhabit the earth, but other earths. Do you understand? Other planets. Did she ever talk to you about what's up there in the stars? Don't you know there's more?
No.
But you understand that she was that.
Yes, I had a knowing.
Okay, I'm affirming it. And it's interesting that she said other earths. I've never heard that before in the 10 years I've been doing this. She didn't say other planets. She said other earths. I've never heard that before. I'm going to push her a little bit right now. Is there an M letter around her name? Either her mother.
Yes.
And I'm seeing like M-R, M-A-R. Any of that sounding familiar?
Martha.
Perfect. These are all just confirmation that I have her. Got it?
Yep.
Every time I ask her, what do you mean, more earths? She floats away from me that way. She's in front of me. First, she was in front of me here. And then when we started talking and I got what she was doing, she pushed over to the left side of me, but in front of me. And every time I ask her about the other earths, she like floats backward. And I'm like, where are you going? Do you not want to answer me? She said, no, I want to show you. Oh, I'm right there with you. Let's go. You okay? As she floats backwards, she shows me this wide expansion of darkness, like black hole-y, like Star Trek zooming into another dimension, right? I feel that's where she's taking the both of us, only it's not very harsh on our bodies. You got it? We're going pretty far. And this is happening, let me tell you, Pam, this is happening because of your vibration, right? You didn't get at the beginning all these, you are this, you need to do this, you are this. You didn't get any of that. We jumped right to, let's figure out some shit for the planet. You got it? So I would say, from what we were talking about earlier, yes, you are meant to share some things. So there she goes off, taking us into dark, and she's doing it alone. She's not doing it with the other generations of women because she says they're only here for this earth. So she's off going further and further in her quest. And I said, did you already do these earths before? She goes, I've been here a million times, Donna. I've been here a million times. And I want to tell you, they don't look like you, but Earth is the same. Earth is the same,
Oh,
but they don't look like you humans look. And I'm like, are we going to get to see what they look like? She said, all I'm going to tell you, if you choose to see them, yes. But all I'm going to tell you is they don't value personal appearance. They don't care about physical appearance. I want to live on that earth.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
They don't care.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what they're here for. I'm like, okay, so then what are they here for? Since we learned so much about that within ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So they're only here for the emotional pieces, the emotional pieces. And I said, is this every of the other earths? She goes, no, this is just the one I'm taking you to. So there is another earth with beings that have the same atmosphere we have, but they only care about the emotional piece. So how are they getting emotions? How does it crop up? She said, again, they're just like you.
Hmm.
So they go to work, they interact with other people.
Mm-hmm.
They all look the same. So nobody cares about what the other person looks like.
Yeah.
They all look the same. So there's never a judgment. There's never the physical judgment. There's never a different race. Oh. So I'm asking her, how far away have we gone? And she says, further than I've ever gone when I speak to star races. I don't consider this a star race. She said, yes, it is a star race, but they have the planet Earth. They have an Earth. That's all. So you can't just say this is our planet Earth. We have to now say this is a planet Earth.
Wow.
That's pretty high vibration right there.
Yeah,
That's like a new way of looking at a lot of things.
it is.
So I'm saying, are we going to get a good emotional lesson here? She said,
Yes.
oh, yes, we will get a good emotional lesson here. So I'm asking her, do they suffer from any physical limitation? She says, nope, only emotional limitations. So I said, who's got it better? She said, there is no better or worse because they will suffer as much as you all suffer.
Mm-hmm.
And it's their job to learn that. That's their lesson. If you can imagine your emotional piece, and she's talking to you specifically,
Mm-hmm.
if you can imagine your emotional piece here, your physical piece here, your vibrational piece here, your lessons that you need to learn,
Mm-hmm.
they have everything in one.
Wow.
And I said, wow, that just got very heavy for me. She said, exactly. It's very heavy for them.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm wondering, geez, are they all just popping around and
Yeah.
thinking really, they're not having that social media anxiety? Because no, they have anxiety. Again, it's all the emotional stuff. And I'm like, and I'm looking at it. I don't know if you can see it right now yourself, Pam, or feel it. I'm looking at it from a distance because I don't want to go there.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to see it and I want to hear it from her mouth. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
She says, I'm not asking either of you to come here. Your lesson in this message is to understand, number one, that you aren't the only ones, but you both know that.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, to understand now you're not the only Earth.
Hmm.
Donna here. Why wouldn't we have even thought that?
I don't know. I never thought that.
I just kept thinking other planets. I never thought
do
other
too.
Earths.
Earths. Wow.
This is a powerful message to humanity. It's like she's saying, she said, of all the things that have been happening, she's on top of worldly events. Was she like that when she was here in the physical world?
Definitely. Yes.
She had a mind, though, still about her before she left.
Yes.
She knew and understood.
Oh, absolutely. I can tell you how she passed, but we don't.
Not yet. She obviously doesn't care. Yeah, she obviously doesn't care about that right now. She may, but at this point, this message is more important to both of us.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I love about this type of reading. And I knew that going in. I knew you were going to be somebody different going in. I don't have many, but maybe 1 out of 50 clients will be like this, where there will be an emotional message for humanity.
Wow.
Not just for you. So pat yourself on the back. And your mother's like, I told you I congratulated her at the beginning, didn't I? And I said, yes, you did. That was the first thing you said. So she said, I just want you to understand that. And Donna, when the time comes, you will be there with them more. So I'm asking, because I am of a different star race, I know that about my soul.
Mhm.
Are these souls in this planet also? Like, did they come here also to create human form? And she said, not this planet. This planet they stay there.
Mm.
But she said there are others like this planet, that planet,
Mhm.
where that does happen. And I'm imagining in my head, and she said, that's exactly what you're thinking, that those only emotional beings, when they come into the physical body, can you imagine the challenges they have? I said, no, I can see that they will be high anxiety, high everything.
Mhm.
She said, yep. And they come in as, she's calling it like not functioning on a different level, functioning in a different way, challenged in a different way. Is there someone in your life that has some challenging capabilities? I don't even know how she wants to call it. She's not going to physically challenged, it's more mentally challenged. Is there someone around her, either in your family, not immediate, but maybe?
When you say mentally challenged, you mean struggles with mental illness?
Yes, but has been having that for quite some time.
Yeah. Well, maybe me. I mean, depression. Is that
I wouldn't say it's you,
okay?
but depression is very common. It's very common.
Okay.
It's when we start figuring out it's not really depression. It's really just a sadness
Yeah. Okay.
for everything. And it's not ours all the time. It's other
Yeah.
people's. It's the vibration of the planets that we pick up.
Oh, that makes sense.
It's not just yours. So if anything, take that with you, please,
Yeah.
that it's not. But you have to recognize it's not yours. You're going to feel it,
Yeah. Yes.
but you have to recognize it's not yours and then just keep holding that love
Yeah.
for yourself, because that's the love for those people.
That's a good way to look at it. Yeah. I don't know.
Was anybody autistic? Was anybody Down syndrome?
No. Mm-mm.
I feel it's more along that vein. Do
Okay.
you know if anybody that's crossed that was like that, maybe in her family or her family's family?
No.
Gosh, I feel that it's definitely around her. She's not being very talkative about it. It's just a sensation that I get.
A friend of mine had a child that was, couldn't talk, couldn't walk, very, very disabled.
Did she know him?
She was going to meet him, and oh no, she did meet him once for like 5 minutes, but he was a special soul, and
Did he cross?
he did cross.
That's who she's bringing through.
Okay.
You see, she waited for me. She waited for you to bring it up.
Mm-hmm.
I felt the vibration of this soul, but she said, it was a he.
Mm-hmm.
He's with me.
Aw.
And the vibration of him now has expanded. So if he was one of those from that earth, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She's explaining that that's how it worked. He came here, created that for himself,
Mm-hmm.
but then said, no, 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 and chose to leave. That was what he chose. That was what he chose.
Mm-hmm.
So she said, obviously he's fine now, and he's running and jumping, and he's still very childlike. Was he like under the age of 10 when he crossed? He's
Mm-hmm.
still very childlike because he says, I missed all this. This is what I wanted to feel.
Mm-hmm.
So he hasn't gone back to his planet. He's still in the collective consciousness,
Mm-hmm.
the heaven, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if you want to say anything to his family, but this is how he's coming through. Who's Ben? B-E? Is there a Ben around him? Ben.
A friend of mine, her son is named Ben, but these two are not connected in any way.
And does he have challenges?
Nope, he's a doctor.
Who's Ben? Are you close to this friend?
His mother was my best friend in kindergarten. We still keep in touch.
What's the name of the child that's with your mother?
Kyle.
Kyle. I'm asking him. So there's no relation to Ben and Kyle?
I could ask his mom, but no, not that I know of.
I'm gonna tell him I don't know what he's saying, so I need to put that aside. Pam, do you have any questions about what we've talked about so far? Just what we've talked about so far before I go further.
No.
Your mother hasn't been gone a long period of time though, has she? Under 10 years?
Under 10 years.
Because she picked up the pace as soon as she got there. She's like, I didn't waste any time. I knew exactly what I was doing when I got here.
Oh, that's good.
I don't feel a lot of physical pain in my body. It's kind of where she gets into that piece.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel any physical pain. I feel she had a smile on her face for some reason. When she left, she had a smile on her face, and it could have been her soul, or it could have been literally her face. Does that make sense to you?
She didn't have a smile on her face when she left. No. To me, she seemed scared.
She wasn't.
Okay.
Her soul was smiling, knowing, oh, I'm out.
Yeah.
Now I know what I got to do. I got to go. I got to go.
Yeah. Her brother came and got her.
When you said that, I felt like very nauseated, and I had to lay down, and I thought the only thing that's going to get me up is by someone actually picking me up. Does that make any sense?
She had been bedridden for almost 2 years because she has COPD.
Oh, that's what I got. Okay.
And one of the things she asked me, where is he taking me? And I said, someplace beautiful, and you'll love it. And she said, oh, good. And she said, oh, my feet don't work. And I'm like, that's okay. You won't need that. She goes, oh, good. So she was still kind of in her physical body transitioning over to the other side. And then her last words were, will my mommy be there? And I said, yes. And that was it. But then she started talking, and it wasn't to me. It was to the other side.
You see how she had a smile?
Mm-hmm.
She got it. She got it right then and there.
Mm-hmm.
So now you see why she made in that little reference to that planet, which has no physical.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she's clearly part of that planet. She's clearly an ambassador. That's what she's calling herself.
Mm-hmm.
I said, well, I've never heard that from spirit either before. You can be an ambassador for another planet. She said, I am the ambassador for all the earths. Well, I'm sure Pam is just honored to be hearing that her mother's soul is the ambassador of anything in the world of spirit.
Yes. Does that mean she's a star seed?
Yes, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But she said, I wasn't seated. Let me ask her to explain that. She said, I was on all those planets, but when I was human only. It's only when I transition into this world, into this state of consciousness, where I feel all the other vibrations. I feel all of those planets.
Okay.
Your mom could be any of those things. However, when she came to be a human, she was only human.
Gotcha.
So she said, as the ambassador to all the earths, I decide who gets to see what. And I said, meaning people like Donna? And she said, everybody. I get to see. I produce. She says, I produce everything that gets done, all the interactions. I'm the producer. I'm the one that says, it's that time. You need to go there. You need to go there. You need to speak to that medium. You need to speak to that channel. I said, well, that's an interesting job. I think I'd like that when I'm over there. Can I get that job when I'm over there?
Yeah.
She said, I knew I was going to do it as soon as I got here. She said, as soon as I got here, I saw it. I saw the ability what I could do, and I did it. That was it. There was no questions. Nobody asked me, do you want to? I came over and I just said, yes, please. So now you, Pam, do you understand now the soul who was your mother and who she is now?
Mm-hmm. The soul. But being a producer of all, isn't that a little godlike or?
You're looking at it too large,
Yeah. Okay.
but she's just saying the earths, only when it comes to the earths. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Which is why you're here in front of me,
Mm-hmm.
because she decided.
Mm-hmm.
Donna and Pam have to know this. She orchestrated that. She produced this interaction.
Okay.
She's a producer of planets. You can call her Pop. I said, but you know what that means in our terms? She said, yep, it's a producer. I'm a producer of planets. Planets, Earths, of the planet's Earth.
Planet's Earth. Okay.
So if Pop would be Pope, Pope, producer of planet's Earth. Get it?
Mm-hmm.
So only of the planet's Earth. She won't tell me how many there are. She's just saying many. It just blew my mind. And there's not a lot that does that these days.
I'm kind of taken aback.
I'm just going through and seeing if there's anything else that I missed with her. And then she just bowed her head and went. I said, yeah, I hear you. The planet, this planet right now.
Mm-hmm.
Too many of us, she's saying, too many of you are not understanding your soul,
Mm-hmm.
only viewing a physical, a human being.
Mm-hmm.
And souls are souls are souls are souls, whether they've come here for a month or come here for 102 years.
Yeah.
And no one but you, and sometimes not even you,
Mm-hmm.
know your soul's purpose here
Mm-hmm.
until you cross.
Mm-hmm.
However, that doesn't mean you shouldn't honor your own soul and the souls of others. And no one is doing that. She says, I said, somebody must be. I'm doing it. It sounds like Pam's doing it. She said, you know, in the bigger scheme of things, nobody's doing it.
Hmm.
You know, because the tipping point of the mass consciousness, it still needs to be tipped a little bit more. And I can see that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So the dimensions have always been open. But again, she's stating what we've already said. It's not up to you, Donna. It's up to you to do you.
Mm-hmm.
And hold that. I'd like to thank my guest today for allowing all of us to join in on their process, their journey. And I'd like to thank you for not only listening, but coming together in a oneness vibration. Thanks again.